One thing I really like about Chan is how he's so easy and fun to talk to, but not only that, he can talk about anything for like a long period of time. There was one time that we were in the car with him for like 35 minutes and we talked about animal facts the entire time, and he just seemed so interested in these animal facts. I was Google searching, looking up YouTube videos, and I just loved, like, not anyone can just talk about anything and make it fun.
I got really sick one night and ended up like throwing up and then throwing up blood. It was like horrific and no one was there for me. And he was like in the same apartment complex as me. So at like 4 a.m. thinking I was dying, the only person I could think of was Chandler. So I called him and he came over, gave me a blessing, laid on my floor until I fell asleep, and then ended up waking up like a few hours later after sitting on my floor forever and taking me to the hospital and staying with me until they like released me.
My favorite memory of Chan has to be what's kind of like turned into like the Piper House hobby and pastime of going outside and ollieing over Rick's skateboard in the driveway. It all started in the fall, and we all just started skating, and I just remember spending some good times out there. First time clearing the board, seeing Chandler's sweaty butt print on the porch.
I understood what everyone was talking about with how loyal and kind he is when Chase got hurt rock climbing. And Chandler had like the craziest day, and I don't even remember what was going on that day for him, but he drove like 30 minutes just to come and see us because we were all frazzled. And that was just so nice of him, and I just knew like he's always gonna have our backs.
Doing the X Factor ramps, and that time when Noah, back in his crazy days, bit Chandler on the butt and also threatened us with a knife because we wouldn't let him on the X Factor ramps. That was pretty funny. What else? 3 Monkey Brothers. Dad was always just tell the Monkey Brother stories to me, Chandler, and Noah. That was pretty cool. And then the old stuff like the S-word hole of Chicago, selling pest control, and listening to I'm Ready by Geographer, as well as Youth Lagoons all the time.
A really bonding memory with me and Chandler was when he dislocated his hip skiing. I was with him. I probably convinced him to go skiing that day, so I felt so much responsibility, but it was such a bonding moment. I remember after Chandler tried to do a backflip and he dislocated his hip and he was laying in the snow, we had to wait like at least 20 minutes for ski patrol to show up, and Chandler was just in so much pain, and it was so hard for me to sit there and see that. And it was one of those memories where I just felt so strongly how much I love Chandler and what a friend he was to me. And it was so hard to see my friend in that situation, and it was just so bonding for us. But even funnier than that was the following days that I just felt that responsibility because he was with me that day, so had to help him with everything, and everything meant helping him get undressed and shower. I just have this memory I'll never forget where we were in my bathroom in our place helping Chandler undress himself. It took so long. Lifted him into the shower, showered him off, and there are few people in the world who I would do that for, and Chandler's one of them.
Chan found this cliff covered in snow. Unfortunately, he didn't have his skis with him, but he still decided to drop the cliff in his shoes. And I remember him just talking about how gnarly that was and dropping that cliff in his shoes.
I woke up in the middle of the night, and Chandler just sits up in his bed straight up and just starts yelling, "Ah!" And then he just lays back down and goes back to sleep like nothing happened. And so it was pretty funny. Like I didn't know what to do. I just went back to bed, but it was a pretty funny time.
Favorite memory with Chandler is at Lake Powell, and it's when we were all Melvining off the top of the houseboat for the first time. None of us had ever Melvined before, and we all tried it off the very top.
You know, Chandler's a very beautiful kid, most would say. I probably wouldn't say that, but most would say that. He's got a very good smile, very gleaming eyes, but I mean the hair. We have to talk about the hair for a second. It's just so coiffed, and it's just so angular in the right way. When I first met him, he had like an 8-pack, so I mean, that's great too.
My favorite thing about Chandler is just how good he is. And I think probably a lot of people have said something similar, but he's just so kind and so good to the core, and I love that about him. Like, there's nothing even when he was a kid, he was always that way, and he's such a good friend to have because he's always trying to do what's right, always trying to do the best thing for other people, always putting other people's needs before him, and that's the best type of friend to have, and I'm so grateful for him that he's that way, and he's been such a good example to me because of that.
I can honestly say that, like, Chan coming into my life, dang it, I didn't want to cry. Like, he honestly, like, has helped me become such a better person, and I just see him as, like, the biggest blessing I've ever received from Heavenly Father, and he's just the kindest, most loving, most forgiving, humblest human I've ever met, and I can't wait to marry him.
Chandler's just quality. I don't know anybody that puts his heart and soul into every element of his life like Chandler does. And if you're friends with Chandler, Chandler's your friend for life. He has your back. He will be there no matter what. And every single one of us that gets to be in his life is so, so, so lucky.